My name is Jeff Cross. I'm the media director with Facts. I'm here with Doug Hoffman, who has a joke.
No joke for you.
Okay, let's get serious though.
Okay.
There's some big news coming out of NORMI.
There is huge news coming out of NORMI.
And if you can read this, you can get kind of a hint of what it is, but there's a full press release to go with this video.
Yeah.
But Doug, there's something exciting. What's happening?
It's just incredible, Jeff. I think since we started NORMI in 2004, I came out of the construction industry, and we know how important it is to clean up the built environment, to make sure that the built environment is the way it's supposed to be, as clean as it can possibly be. In fact, I used to tell people that we were kind of like the first responders, in terms of cleaning up the environment, because we know it affects people's health. We don't always know why, but sometimes the headache that somebody has is not the boss. Sometimes it's the building. And so we've always felt like there was a way that we could somehow connect what we're doing with the medical industry, even though we always told everybody we fix buildings, not people. Well, the medical industry has always been on the other side saying we fix people, not buildings. And there's been this disconnect, the built environment and the medical industry. It's finally come together.
That's too good to be true.
It is. It's going to change the world. It really is.
And this is part of this?
That's exactly right. We've been in contact with Dr. Andrew Heyman, who is one of the leading experts is with SIRS, the Chronic Inflammatory Response Syndrome, protege of Dr. Shoemaker, and which most people know if they're in that industry. And he looked for the opportunity to help us with our protocol for dealing with those sensitized individuals. We've been training on this for a year for several years with Michael Pinto and our sensitized individuals class. We've made a big deal about trying to get our guys to understand how important it is because that population's growing. But we've never had this kind of connection. And when Dr. Andrew came to us, we talked about the possibility of actually forming a NORMI Medical Advisory Board. Sure enough, it's here.
How is this going to impact our industry and the players in it, the contractors?
Well, I think the connection is interesting because it's really more of a training kind of connection, because what he wants us to come into his world and try to basically an awareness concept of how to deal with the environment as it affects someone's health. And then he wants to bring his world into our restoration world and say, look, you need to be considering the possible effects of a bad job on a client. So it really starting with the training, which I'm excited about because that's what I love to do. But that's what it's going to start with. We're going to start offering training that's more of an awareness program for the medical field, as then he trains our guys on how to deal with the medical problems that they're dealing with.
So from a layman's viewpoint, here I am, layman. It seems like if there's a medical push to what we do, if there's a validation of what we do, that's got to be a huge impact, thinking about years ahead. It is.
And we've already put together a program with his help.
Okay.
We're putting together a program where we can actually collect the data from these patients. I think one of the things that's going to be important as we move forward is to be able to find those data points. What are the connections? How are these projects? How should they be treated? Why should they be treated? What's interesting to me is that we've been doing this for several years with sensitized individuals. We're very careful about who we connect them to in terms of the projects. But what we've learned is that when we sit down with a sensitized individual, if we can talk with their doctor and say, what is it that you're looking for? Are you looking for, is it a mold problem? Is it an endotoxin problem? Is it an actino problem? What is it? Then we can actually provide for them the assessment and the post-testing that actually proves we've improved the environment.
Big news.
It is big news.
And big results can come from that.
It absolutely can. And when you are able to be connected with a patient who is suffering from that and has a doctor who is interested in trying to figure out how to fix up the environment, they know that they can't just give them a drug and send them back to a contaminated environment if that contaminated environment is exacerbating their problems.
Yeah.
So it just makes sense. It's just been a long time coming.
It makes sense. Can't wait to see this happen. Last question, what's your projected timeline to see results?
Well, the new website is coming up in 60 days for Dr. Heyman, and there's going to be a lot of information on NORMI there. We're working toward, hopefully by the end of the year, to be in place to do some training in a couple of universities. And so
that's quick.
Big news.
All right. You heard it here first. Thanks, Doug.
Thank you.